do need something to heat up 16 odd litres of water for the sparge, and you need a fermenter. So people can do that with a big pot on a stove for heating the water up, and a plastic bucket is fine for a fermenter as long as it's clean and sterile, and you've got a place that can put it where the temperature's not going to be too high or too extreme. Yes, it does include the chiller, and it includes all the hoses so what's really important in the Graintfather is what we want to deliver to the customer is the best possible quality of wort that he can have to ferment, because once you've brewed your beer, once you've prepared the wort, which is the malt and the hops mixed together and boiled, that's sterile. Mm-hmm. And then we provide the chiller, which is part of the process, which is a counterflow chiller. Now you recirculate through that chiller boiling water to make sure that's sterile as well. And then it's a counterflow, so you then put that into your fermenter, run cold water in one end and hot water comes out the other end, and that runs counter to the wort coming through. So the wort that goes into your fermenter that you now add the yeast to is already at the temperature to ferment. Mm-hmm. So the faster you can get that down, the better protein you get. And secondly, if it goes into the fermenter at that point, it's sterile, and you add the yeast, and then the yeast will start consuming the oxygen first to multiply. And as it does that, it takes all the oxygen out of the wort, and secondly, it starts reducing the pH. Mm-hmm. So the sooner the yeast gets started and the less bacteria that can be in that environment, the best quality beer you can make. So it's vitally important to take it from a sterile environment through a sterile system into your fermenter and get that yeast starting as soon as possible. And that's what the Graintfather delivers. And that's what every brewer does. If you go to any commercial brewer, they don't put stuff in there to cool it down. They don't let it cool down for 12 hours. They cool it as quickly as possible through a heat exchanger, and that's what the counterflow chiller is. And all the hoses come to connect up to most different tap fittings.